What's up, guys? Farooqi Bros here, back with another video. And today for you guys, as Umar, where'd your picture go? It disappeared. But today for you guys, we're going to be talking about a few topics from various different franchises. And I want to start with the latest Disney remake, The Little Mermaid. So this movie came out 2 weeks ago now, or no, it just came out last week, right?
Just came out last week, yeah.
This came out last week. Is doing quite well at the box office, as most Disney remakes do. And we can get into what we thought about the movie briefly, but I thought the more interesting discussion is really about Disney remakes as a totality, And now we've had about 5, if I'm not mistaken. We got Cinderella, we had Beauty and the Beast, you had Lion King, Aladdin, and
Mulan.
Mermaid. Oh, yeah, Mulan also in the middle. So it was so bad I was forgetting it. But
and Pinocchio. Does Pinocchio count?
Yeah, Pinocchio counts too. So there's 7, I guess. Yeah, these are 7 Disney remakes. And Ziad, I can give you a quick thing what you thought about the movie, but more importantly, does The Little Mermaid prove that Disney remakes are worth it, or do you think this whole endeavor really was just the cash grab that we all thought it was?
I mean, honestly, it could be a mix of both, because the movie necessarily wasn't bad, like compared to something like Lion King, which the emotion was like completely stripped away because of their choice to go with the hyper realistic version, and then something like Mulan, where they didn't follow the Disney version of the movie, but rather the original story more. So like they didn't take those kind of liberties. It was similar to Aladdin, where it was like visually and thematically basically what the animated movie was, but even more safe than Aladdin, because Aladdin, they really changed up Genie's whole story. They changed up Jafar's motivation. They gave Jasmine a little more like purpose or whatever. So even there had a lot more changes. But this one kind of felt like just one for one in line with this is what the animated movie did, and there's no reason to change it. There's no reason to divert from that and just recreating this new format. But so as far as that, I didn't feel like it was bad in any sense. But like all the other remakes, it was nothing special in the sense that it is what it is. You know what to expect, and it can never really capture the magic of the animated movies. So in my opinion, it is really just a cash grab, because there's no other reason Disney's for doing this. And I don't think that re-releasing it for the sake of making it diverse is a good excuse to like excuse Disney from trying to make these remakes, because it is just for the money. I don't think there's any other real reason to be doing this, because you already have the perfect version in animation. So like, and now there's a whole discussion of, oh, animation is cinema, this and that. So it's like, why are you trying to discredit or discount that by releasing in live action? Like, do you think it's going to make it more validated or whatnot? So for those reasons, I think that it is a cash grab by Disney. But as a movie, it also wasn't completely bad. And I think it was faithful to the actual animated movie.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. I'll jump in next and give my quick thoughts on the movie. I didn't get a chance to write a formal review of it, and I ended up giving this movie 3 stars, which is really much in the middle of the pack when it comes to a film. And again, it comes down to this point where, like, was it worth making this movie when literally it's pretty much a 1-to-1 of the animated movie, except with like a couple of more scenes of dialogue, maybe 2 more songs, both of them written by Lin-Manuel Miranda, and one of them being incredibly bad in my opinion. So I thought, like, when you do make an hour and a half lean animated movie, which was critically acclaimed and beloved by everyone, you make it a live action movie, well, what do you have to say about it, right? So, and you could make a whole different case, and I don't want to get into the whole conversation about like how disrespected animation is in general, and people don't consider it real movies, and everything has to become like live action. In the end, The Little Mermaid is just CGI. All he did was move from hand-drawn animation to computer animation with a couple of actors wearing mocap suits, right? And that's in the end what Little Mermaid is. But where it shines, it really shined in one place only, and I think that's the main actress, Halle Bailey. So she, her vocal performance in particular is what really drove this movie. So I was really sold when, A Part of Your World, that main song, and that was it. That main song, I was like, okay, she got it. This lives up to what I guess she was trying to do and what the film was trying to do. So I was like, okay, this all makes sense. And so I really like her performance. it's everything else that feels kind of mid, really. And I was just like, I don't know where this is going. And unless we're going towards a live action Kingdom Hearts movie, I don't particularly care. So it's just like, I'm just kind of just there. And I'm just like, okay, I'm here for the ride. It's good nostalgia bait. And I guess it's good for new generations to be introduced to these movies. But in the end, I just don't see if it's like necessarily worth it. But Samir, I want to jump to you next and kind of get your sense of not necessarily what you thought about Little Mermaid, but more the Disney remake concept, because you didn't mind Lion King, and I forgot what you thought about Aladdin. But what are your thoughts generally about Disney remakes, and do you think that it's going anywhere good, or should you just call it a day? I mean, it keeps making $1 billion like it has been. They're not calling anything a day, but what do you think?
I mean, I liked Aladdin more than most of the other ones. I still think it's just a cash grab. I mean, the only good thing about the live action movies, I guess, is that the new generations of kids haven't really lived through the animated movies the way that people seeing the new live action, thinking about how the classic animated movies were so perfect. They really haven't lived through that. So this is like their version of that, kind of. It's literally just a remake. They just made it live action, just putting it out. And of course, it's gonna make money. It's just a Disney movie again. There's nothing crazy different about it. They're not really accomplishing anything new from it. I do think it's kind of dumb to make these newer animated movies into live action right away, like Moana. I don't really see the point of that, just to have The Rock make another movie, I guess. But as long as they keep making money, they'll just keep doing it. So you might as well just do Kingdom Hearts. You know what I mean?
And your point is actually where I was actually naturally going, because I was thinking, like, where does it end? It is one thing that, okay, these movies are, it makes us feel old, but they really are almost 30 years old, each of these movies, right? So you're making movies that are 3 decades old into live action. You can make the case, but when we're getting to the point where Moana, who just came out like 9 years ago, is getting a full remake, I'm like, well, what are we doing? Next, we're getting a Frozen remake, we're getting this remake, like, we're getting a Coco remake. Like, I get it, but those movies can stand the test of time on their own without getting the direct remake. There are some people who are interested. I'm going to go to the comments really quick. And some people looking for Lilo and Stitch. They love the original and cautiously optimistic. I saw the Lilo and Stitch again. It's like, that movie stands the test of time. Does it necessarily need to get remade? I don't know. And then I put this comment on the screen before, but I'll put it up again. Lion King, while pretty solo, has been 1.6 billion, and that's what it comes down to in the day. It's the bottom line, and it's if these movies are making $1 billion, they're gonna keep getting made. Like, there's no other version of it. And as much as like Austin would bring up, like, Disney remakes need to stop, there's nothing stopping it if people are showing up in the end. Like, if people didn't show up, then it's like, okay, there's no point making them. Why are they making things no one's going to? But people are showing up in droves. Aladdin made $1 billion, Lion King made $1 billion. I'm not sure Little Mermaid will hit $1 billion, but it'll probably hit 700 million at least. So everything's performing well, and they have no reason to stop the hype train in that sense. So, and then Daniel comments saying remakes are 99% just crap. Only 1% of them are good. And I'm curious which 1%. And that's actually the next question. Maybe Umar can say it. Umar, was there any Disney remake that you liked?
No. I think the animated I think Samir put it best. Like, this is new, like for the generation that's growing up now and watching these movies for the first time. I think for them this could be easily their classics. But for me, I mean, I think I personally didn't like even the classics, so I didn't really care for this whole gambit of um movies. So it wasn't like, for me, I don't really care either way. Like, for me, I'm not the right person to ask the question because I don't have the
Bro doesn't
feel
like
of oh,
classics.
Mermaid's my class. Oh, let me go watch Mermaid. Like, oh, Aladdin's my no. I don't have that.
Bro didn't like
feeling.
Lion King. Let's be honest. Just
Well,
put it out there for everyone to know.
Zayn
I want to
loves Lion King, especially live
I'm putting you on Front Street right now. I'm putting you on Front Street because you said all these Disney Renaissance movies, Lion King, Aladdin, whatever, Hercules, Little Mermaid, you're not into them, right? But the movies that Uber finds his classics are like Megamind, Surf's Up.
Surf's Up.
And what's the other one? Like, I don't know. But it's all these like kind of off Broadway
underground
indie. Rose watching the indie animated movies.
You already know.
So like like people with pretentious like I watch like cinema, I don't watch regular movies. That's Umar for anime. Is all the childhood movies are like these really like indie animated movies, like not the mainline ones. So like he's like Megamind and not the Megamind's indie, but like Megamind, Surfs Up. What else does he like? There's one more, but it'll come up. Samir, what did you watch when you was little?
I forced Samir to watch Surf's Up
Guy
at least
loved-
500,000
This guy
times.
used to watch Monster House like on repeat, bro.
Okay, there you go. Monster House. None of these movies are anything. I mean, they're good, but they're not. They're not Lion King.
Surf's Up's the GOAT, bro. Surf's Up's better than any movie that we've discussed on the stream ever.
Bro said Surf's Up.
It's the GOAT movie. Better than Dune. It's better than
Dune.
Justice League. Definitely better than any Superman movie. I'll tell you that. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm
It
wrong.
might be true.
I can't necessarily disagree, but I wasn't comparing it to Superman movie. I was comparing it to Lion King.
Samir,
So.
would you rather watch Surf's Up or Superman or Batman v Superman?
I mean, you know me.
No,
you know me to do it.
that was an easy question. That was an easy throwing question for him.
Yeah, tell him Dune versus Surf's Up.
That's Samir.
But
Dune
then I'll watch
versus
both.
Surf's Up.
You watch both simultaneously. And
You didn't
then
even
Austin
answer,
brings
bro.
up.
You
I
don't
just
want to
want
answer.
Disney.
He knows the answer.
I'm going back to comments. Like Austin said, he wants Disney to make more original stuff again. They've somehow gotten so lazy, which is interesting because I haven't seen it yet. I think we're press screening coming soon. I don't know if we're even going to make it, but the new Pixar movie Elemental is coming out, which is considered original, right? It's not a remake. It's the next Pixar movie.
That looks
But
good,
when I was
bro.
watching, it looks good. But watching the trailer, it seems so familiar. It's almost like I've seen this movie 10 times already, even though I've never seen it before. It's like it looks like it's the derivative of like Inside Out and
What is this guy talking about,
Yeah,
bro?
it looks like Zootopia and Inside Out combined.
That's what I'm saying. Like thematically, yeah. Like it just looks like
You mean like
movies.
vibrancy? Like
Not
the way-
vibrancy. It looks from the theme of the movie. Like you have one.
The same stylistic character, the same
okay.
ideas,
Yeah.
like
And in this case, I know that movie's supposed to be like an immigrant allegory of like water and fire, and like the water people control everything, and the fire people.
ultimate
like,
immigration story.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate immigration story of Disney. But the problem is, it's been done so much that I can just by watching the trailer of that movie, I already know what that movie is, and I don't have to even see it to know what that movie is. Elemental, and then I go back to Austin's comment because he's saying that he wants Disney to make more original stuff. Well, then what is original? Because do you mean original is just make something that hasn't been done before, or do you mean original is take new ideas and go somewhere new? Because I can't tell you the last time there was a truly original Disney or Pixar movie on this side of maybe Coco, like where it's like truly original.
I think Soul was pretty good.
Soul, that was good, yeah.
That was like the last one.
That was last. Since then, it hasn't been. They've not been hitting like they haven't been coming out with bangers since then. It's been kind of like just some mids. But no, there was one more movie. No, that was it. Yeah, I mean, Zootopia wasn't bad, but that was before, wasn't it?
It's like the ones where they challenge the idea of death that are like different, So
ones,
Coco,
yeah.
they did it. Soul, they did it. Lion King is kind of about circle of life, it's about death and life. It's like those movies, they stand out, and then like the regular movies is just assembly line.
And
Yeah,
then
those depths, bro.
And then we're coming to the point where obviously Toy Story 5 is in development and we didn't get it fully into it. Like, is that worth it? Like, why are they doing more Toy Story? Is it just because Lightyear flopped, which again, not a great movie, or is it because they want to make more Toy Story? Like, these are the kind of questions that I don't know.
If they stole your idea from a previous stream, then Toy Story 5 is gonna be super fire, super.
The problem is we both know they're not stealing that idea.
Unfortunately, you're right.
They would never.
No, it was definitely because Lightyear flopped. That was just like they definitely thought that they had a banger with it, and it was just bad and boring. And I'm glad that the audience didn't just eat it up like they do most things because it was pretty garbage.
Samir, did you see Lightyear?
I did not.
Oh yes, it wasn't.
It was so boring.
It was a problem with Lightyear. Yeah, it's boring. And I guess they were going with like, now we're gonna make the gritty, realistic Woody movie next. They're gonna make the gritty, realistic Rex movie next. I'm like, well, I don't know. Wherever you're going with this, just stop it now. And they did. Like instead of they pivoted back to Toy Story 5.
Don't you love gritty and realistic? Is that your thing?
Not for Toy Story. Like there's different things for different reasons, So even though I wouldn't mind a Woody origin story movie, I really wouldn't. But it has to be like of the toy himself, what he was doing before Andy. That would be interesting. Because I don't think he just got born with Andy. He must have been a very old toy. But that's interesting. But
yeah, if they do something crazy like, oh yeah, that was his dad's toy or whatever, that all the theories are
I'm
about.
to do all that, but they'll do something.
No, but then if they don't do that, then just like Buzz, where they don't become sentient until they're out of the box or something.
I'd rather they do like Woody lore instead of like
Woody lore.
prequel to Toy Story, Woody story. Like I'd rather they do something Buzz Lightyear like, even though Lightyear was bad, they just have to do it properly. You know what I mean?
I guess, but thing it's already been done. Like nothing about the Lightyear movie was as good as Buzz Lightyear's Star Command animated movie the other day. In fact, objectively, that movie was better, like in every single way.
Unfortunately, I have to agree. Yeah,
And even Zion hated that movie, but I was always a fan of that movie. Not the show. The show is garbage. Don't conflate it, but the movie was good. We're going very deep cut here, but the movie was good.
Well, as far as the live action Disney goes, I think Aladdin was pretty good. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. It's the only one that was pretty good.
This guy loves Will Smith. Bro.
Aladdin. I mean, let's go quick around the table. What was the best Disney live action movie so far that anyone has seen? So for me,
Lion King, obviously, it's not play games.
no, it's not. That's the thing.
Lion King's
the original
second worst.
worst. I'm not sure that I like the new one that much. Like the new one, I agree. I mean, like Zion saw the future before I did. Like I was pro movie. I'm I love the story so much that I was like with it. But over the years, I've come to kind of lean on his perspective of it, where it's like not that good. I don't hate it as much as he does, but I don't think it's that good either. I guess by default it has to be Aladdin. The Little Mermaid is a close second, and then the rest. Zion, what's the best live action Disney movie so far? I've heard a lot of people say Cinderella is good. I haven't seen Cinderella, but a lot of people say that was one of the best ones. But
allegedly, yeah, people do say that. And that was the first one, right? That was the first
one, yeah. When they made Cinderella again, yeah.
I think, yeah, same. It's just between Aladdin and Little Mermaid, they're very similar, in my opinion. It's just that Aladdin took more liberties and made more changes to like make a newer iteration of it, and Little Mermaid was more similar to the original, but I think they're both pretty much equal for me.
Samir, best Disney remake?
This has to be Aladdin.
I already asked you tonight. Did we do this already?
Yeah, that was the first one.
Yeah. And then Umar, I'm not even gonna ask you. So because you're busy waiting for the Surf's Up remake.
I'll hate all of them forever.
Oh, there's a sequel.
Stitch in live action will probably look like CGI vomit. I hope not. You have to get Stitch right at the minimum. And then Fatma brings up Inside Out. Inside Out, what's that? Who's seen Inside Out? I feel like I've never seen it. I must have just missed that boat.
No. She mentioned that when we're talking about the similarities of Elemental.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah. And then Strange World's last Disney movie, it said it flopped. And then Austin brings up that true originality is luxury, but I just want Disney to try more instead of falling back on the remakes.
I mean, if they do Kingdom Hearts, then they're onto something.
I don't think they will. That's very wishful thinking.
The originality thing, it's like there's also a middle tier where I don't mind them just continuing franchises, like continue Toy Story, continue make Frozen 3 or whatever, continue other things rather than remake old movies. I think I'd rather prefer that too than like completely original ideas. I wouldn't mind that middle ground, just continuing other things.
Yeah, and then Aladdin, people say Will Smith taking the genie, didn't try to copy Robin Williams. I agree. I think that really made it work. Inside Out was great. Moana is literally being remade like it was released yesterday. Exactly. Yeah, that's the same point I was thinking. Like Moana just seems crazy. Like, yo, let that movie breathe. And you made a point out right now. Like, I'd rather see Moana 2. Like, make an actual sequel to the animated movie. There's so much you can do with that franchise and with that character. And first of all, on a side note, if they don't put Moana in Kingdom Hearts 4, they're tripping. Like, that's an easy transition. Just gotta go for it. Yeah. Also, Coco, like, yo, you're doing the story. It thematically perfectly fits the first world. Like, Sora should go right to Coco right after the whatever. Like, different audiences, like people are wondering. How long until they remake Ratatouille with realistic looking rats? I mean, that was basically Everything Everywhere All at Once. If you think about it, they had a Ratatouille bit. I understand that Moana needs to be remade now because The Rock is perfect for it and he's going to age out. I guess, yeah, The Rock just has to get that paycheck.
He's already aged out.
Now he's back in Fast and Furious.
He's desperate for that post Black Adam paycheck.
Listen, I feel bad for him because he was like that Black Adam, like the way it hurt his career. He had to go back to Fast and Furious, like one thing he promised he would never do, and then now he's back to Moana. It's like you try everything. I guess we can stick to the Kingdom Hearts point for a minute because I just like where this conversation is going organically. It's a difficult story to follow in the game, let alone a live action movie. I agree. To do a Kingdom Hearts movie, it has to be very streamlined version of Kingdom Hearts 1. Very streamlined to the point where like his visiting each world has to be like almost 5-minute cameo level. And you just bring the actors for those 5 minutes and just keep.
See, here's the problem with that. That's where you get a dangerous territory. That's like part of me inside is like, just don't even touch with 10-foot pole because they're gonna make a Space Jam 2, and it's gonna be the worst thing in history. You know, so like just don't even do it.
No, it won't. I mean, if you cast
That's
it right,
what
here's how I do
he
it. First
jumped
of all,
in the
here's how I do it.
Matrix just for like 5 seconds each,
Oh.
and it was just garbage.
The first act of the movie has to be pretty fast paced. The first act of the movie has to be everything from Destiny Islands through Traverse Town. Then the second act has to be you visiting the Disney worlds. Has to be going pretty quick and lean. Don't spend too much time going through the movies again. Just have to just let them visit for a few minutes, fight some harlots, and get the hell out of here. And the third act, you finish with Hollow Bastion / End of the World. Maybe even combine them. Like don't do a 1-to-1. Like do some kind of like mix where the second you beat Riku, Ansem just shows up and you fight him. You know, like something like that. That's the only way to do it. Otherwise, don't do it. You know, it's a better as an anime, honestly, 1-to-1. Oh yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, Austin. Yeah, Kingdom Hearts would be easier to adopt into an anime than a movie. Yeah, exactly, or a Disney Plus series. And Fatma says, "Good luck to anyone trying to make Kingdom Hearts live action because the story is so complicated. It needs a mastermind to show in a cohesive story." That is true. Yeah.
They could probably only do the first one, the first story of Kingdom Hearts 1, then never again. They can't touch it again.
Yeah. Either way, I think that's what we had. That's pretty much all we can go with the Disney remakes. I might hit the other ones kind of rapid fire, and then we'll see where we go with it. But the Flash, it's coming out like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, June 21.
2
So
weeks,
3
yeah,
weeks.
something like that. June
So very
16
quick
or something.
Do we think it's going to do well at the box office or not? That's it. That's a basic question. We haven't seen it yet. I'm sure a press screening is probably hopefully coming soon. But Zion, box office predictions. Is it going to do better than the recent?
I think it'll do okay. I think it'll do okay. It won't be a bomb like Suicide Squad, but it won't be like as high as the Batman, which was I think 700-800 or something.
So
I think it'll be around 500.
500
average movie, you know, where it's not a complete fail. It's not Black Adam, it's not Suicide Squad, but like it's not going to reach $1 billion in my opinion. I don't think, even though they're desperately pushing the marketing and whatever with like different people and stuff like that.
Every dollar into Flash marketing,
which is surprising because it's like they need this to be the one big huge blockbuster, even though they're like abandoning everything. So I don't know what their idea is.
I think what they feel is to have a winner on their hands. Everyone who's seen the movie is saying it's really good, and they're all saying it's like genuinely good. Like it's not like kind of fake reaction. It feels like genuinely people love this movie to the point where WB decided they're not even going to show it to critics first, show it to fans first. So a lot of fans already saw it in like 12 different cities in America, got to see it, and everyone is saying like the highest praises for the Flash. So I'm not necessarily asking if it's good or not. I actually think it might be pretty good. It could be decent actually, especially if they end up polishing it. Especially because like, I'm kind of seeing it as like a epilogue to the DCU, so it's like whatever. But
here's the thing: even if it's decent, that's not the question because it's just the fact that it has DC label slapped on it. The audience is like they don't come to DC. Like I don't know what the hole is, what the stop is, but they don't care. It could be good. The Batman should have reached $1 billion, in my opinion. It didn't. So it's like, why aren't they coming to theaters?
I'm saying 450 to 500. That's what I'm sitting on it. Umar, what about you? Flash box office. Where are you putting it?
Same as Jan. 5.
5 straight.
I think it'll do. I think it'll do. Like 5 is not a bad.
It's not bad compared to most movies. Yeah.
Yeah, 5 is not bad for them. Like with their track record, it's not too bad. And plus, I think that like if the movie is, like the fans that have already seen it, if everyone's kind of aligning on, oh, you know, it's a good movie, we liked it, like the performances or whatever. I think with the general audiences, it could be a hit, but hit doesn't mean $1 billion. And I think it's because of what Zion is saying. Because like the Batman, like every Batman movie that comes out, honestly, should be like up there because he's like one of the most loved characters, right?
Yeah, he should perform like Spider-Man every time. And
Yeah,
Spider-Man
but
billion,
DC
billion, you know.
Yeah, but I just think that people don't actually pull up for DC. I think it also because of the way the films are made. Like the Spider-Man films, like you kind of know like what you're getting into. The Batman films, you know what you're getting into, but you know it's gonna be hella depressing, hella. So
yeah,
I guess.
Samir, what do you think? Where are you putting the Flash?
I think it'll do all right.
Higher than 5.
Yeah. Just because the reviews keep saying it's so good, so maybe people will go see it.
Maybe.
Just trying to feed into the.
Will you go see it?
Me? I don't know.
We'll see for work reasons. But the Flash. I mean, come on, it'll be all right. I'm not sure if anything else, but let's.
This guy Strauss wants it to be so good for no reason, bro. It's over. Your boy's out. Right?
We don't
Not
want
coming back
Henry
ever.
Cavill. Yeah, I mean, spoilers out there. I don't want to put spoilers in the chat, but there are things out there about the movie which
What is this guy talking about? Why
I
did you
mean,
just say that?
I
I've seen
cannot
spoilers.
say a
He's gonna do
spoiler
something
on the stream when people haven't seen the movie.
I've
know
seen
the movie.
one spoiler.
I've seen multiple spoilers. I know the whole movie basically, but I know
don't
like
send me the
what
link.
You would know.
but I'm saying like I know what they're doing with certain things, you know, like which I'm not necessarily happy about, but I'm going with the flow at this point. And then you know, some people don't want to spend the money because Ezra Miller controversy, which I don't have much of a comment on personally. Like I've heard multiple things from both sides of the fence, so it's hard to like give a full opinion. And then Fatma for Batman's box office not hitting $1 billion. She said it was rated 15 in the UK, which is like rated R for us. And kids were being turned away. And maybe it hurt it. Yeah. And Fatma also adds in that not many people showed up to Ant-Man. But Guardians did better than Ant-Man, but Ant-Man did very poor. Superhero fatigue is finally kicking in. I think superhero fatigue is kicking in for all the mid movies. Like now we're in a state where if you're not making something cutting edge like Spider-Verse or something else, I don't know, you're not gonna make good money, you know, like you're gonna
it's been a long time since we got one of those type of superhero movies.
I mean Joker 2 will do good, I think. I'm maybe not $1 billion, but I think it'll do well.
I think they need someone to come in and like right in the middle, like you know, like Christopher Nolan's like a well-known director. Everyone loves him. He's good at his craft. Like you need someone like that to come in and make like a couple movies to like just cut the midness of like every superhero movie being like super mid. You need like someone like that to just come in, any superhero, pick the litter, any superhero, pick them and just make a really really good trilogy or couple movies to like cut it all.
So you mean Superman Legacy?
I will kill Shiraz because he knows that Superman Legacy is gonna be the worst.
Will it?
Absolute worst.
Is it though?
We will be watching.
I'll be seated. After Guardians 3, I'm a little more confident than I was before.
Get ready for the trunks, my friend.
That doesn't bother me that much. It's like whatever, man. If it happens, it
God
happens.
loves
That's
trunks,
what I
man.
want.
Yeah, Samir wants it. I don't mind either way. I don't know what John's
I
opinion on the
honestly
trunks
care
are.
either way.
I don't really care either way. If you do it right, I don't really care. Yeah. TC, they beat us into submission. Now we're
Personally, honestly, okay. There's no going back. You know what I mean? You can't go backwards. If I see anything close to Brandon Routh, I'm gonna hate it. And I'm telling you, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be what they call. Strauss loves this word. It's gonna be an amalgamation between Henry Cavill and freaking Brandon Routh. I'm gonna hate it.
Looks
And
like
so is Grasshopper.
that sounds like what everybody wants. That
This
sounds
sounds
like
not
what
bad.
everybody wants. That doesn't sound half bad actually, man. You know it inside. And some people are saying that Henry Cavill will always be the best Superman. I want him to return. Unfortunately, that ship
He's
is
dead.
kind of sailed. I mean, it's not sailed. The only time he can come back is literally in a Spider-Man No Way Home scenario where he's like a surprise multiversal. He's here, like, I'm here.
Will he though? I don't think so. I think his disdain for WWE is probably so high right now that he'll never come back in the gym.
No, it has to be with the amount of time gap like that Andrew Garfield got, because the closest comparison to how Henry Cavill was received by the public is Andrew Garfield.
I feel like
Everyone loved him, but they were like not okay with the movies. You know, people love the actor, they didn't like the movies that much, and then in the end, Andrew Garfield got redemption. I love this movie, so he doesn't need
I
redemption.
don't think it'll ever happen because Spider-Man works for that. Multiverse is a big part of Spider-Man in a lot of iterations, but it's not with Superman that much.
If they do Crisis on Infinite Earths, it needs two main Supermen, and that's the only time you can say Henry Cavill shows up to mentor or talk to the James Gunn Superman. That's the only way it works.
It'll be Tyler Hoechlin who's going to come.
No. At that point, they might just CGI Chris Reeve and rig him in. You know, like
I'll just quit watching movies.
You don't watch them anyways.
That's true.
Yeah. Then Fatma adds that, you know, who knows, maybe post-COVID tastes have changed. Top Gun hit $1 billion, but other movies are shining. So maybe we're in the post-superhero reality, which honestly is not that bad. TBH. But yeah. So the Flash TV series ended. What are your thoughts on the finale? I didn't watch it.
What took it so long, bro? I thought it ended so many times.
The Flash is over, guys.
For like 3 years, I was like, oh, it's ending.
All I know is
How it ended?
that there's a character in the show who was brought on to be like the policeman's wife, and then she became a superhero, and then she soloed like the season 3 villain herself in the finale. I was like, how's that happening? And the power creeping is crazy. And they brought back, so in the finale they brought back every single main villain from every season, like all like the main most popular seasons, and then they all had to lose to like all the side characters. Each one of them beat them. I was like, what the Power Rangers am I seeing? But yeah, it's over now. So Umar, to put it into context, the Flash started when Ezra Miller was casted, and now his movie's coming out and it's finally ended. It's been 10 years between them. 10 years.
It's actually the worst.
So you say you don't want Grant Gustin as your Flash?
Listen, let me tell you the people I never want to see ever again on screen, ever again, okay? Grant Gustin's one of them, okay?
Why?
Tyler Hoechlin or Hoechlin, whatever his dumb name is, okay? Hate that guy.
Why?
Then, not the guy, just the way he plays Superman.
He's a pretty good Superman too.
We'll see Michael Keaton one time, and I hope it's the last time as Batman.
I heard he's pretty good too in the movie. Oh, he's been solid performance.
Okay, I already know I don't like what they're doing, because unless they're gonna cut out what they put in the trailers, I could already tell this is not like.
I mean, he's gonna be like a record player. He's
it's
gonna play
so bad. It's so bad. What did he even say in the trailer? He's like, "Hey, you want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." Like, what the hell is this? Like,
it's his line from the original movie. Chat.
It's from
How
his
did
movie.
he go
Yeah.
from no, I don't care. How did the Batman? Okay, this is the Batman.
No,
Like,
I
how
do
is he
agree at this
saying these
point.
things?
No, I agree in this
How
point
is this
that
happening?
he's such an action figure in this movie. It's
It's so
like
bad.
you just press a button and he says a line from the other movie. It's like if they bring Ben Affleck back 20 years from now and he just keeps saying, "Do you bleed?" to everyone. It's like, yo, I get it. You said it once. It's like, but why do you keep saying it again and again?
So you're saying you didn't like Joss Whedon's version when Superman said it to Batman?
Clearly, I didn't. He said, "Do you bleed?" again. When Superman said it, like, why? Why would he say this line?
He's trying to figure out if he bleeds, bro. Forgot.
Yeah, Samir, what do you? I know you're a big fan of the Flash.
I feel like Supergirl might be good. Like she might be good.
That'll be good. But we're not talking about the movie. We're talking about the TV series that finally ended.
Who cares about the TV series?
I think for a CW finale, they had to go to the fan service route, bring all the villains back. I mean, there are only so many fans, right? And
it's a limited base.
Of course, it was gonna be bad. I mean,
not many survived in 10 years.
I don't really get what happened. I didn't watch it, but all their lightning was red at the end. So
I saw that complaint. Yeah, the cobalt blue get red lightning.
Is that why they were all so weak? They were brought back a different way.
Yeah, I guess maybe they're like all the powers are less now or something, like little less versions. And then he ended the show by giving away his powers to 3 different people or something like that.
I say like Dragon Ball Super, like the first movie or whatever. Battle of Gods.
Yeah, he just don't have
their power to become
Super. This time the Flash gives up his power or something, gives it to 3 new people to become the new version of Flash. That's what
so he retires. He
retires. That's why I read it. I read it as he retires, but I don't know.
Didn't they make Smallville that too? That he gives up his powers?
No, Smallville he became Superman and went off.
No, he became Superman. Yeah.
No, you mean in the Crisis thing? When they go back, he gave it up in the Crisis. That was pretty bad. They kind of disrespected Smallville in that crossover. Not think about it. More think about it. It is. He should have gotten like an equal role to Brandon Routh, like in costume, out there. But I think he didn't want to do it.
Well, it doesn't work because he was Clark Kent. Like you never saw him get to that. He reached that point of Superman. But that's it.
Let the fans have it then.
So he did it all, and then he retired, and then they're like, "Let's go back.
Let's go back and make him back to being just there." Crazy.
I mean, the bar was on the floor, so I'll allow it.
And you come out, they went even lower with finale.
As long as it's over, I don't even.
Well, yeah. So that's the point I was getting to is officially the Arrowverse is over, chat. That franchise is dead now,
and the world is better for it.
I feel like a weight's been lifted off my shoulders.
What are you gonna do when they cancel Superman for Gotham Knights?
That's gonna happen too.
Gotham Knights is probably the worst thing ever.
Right? That's the worst thing ever. But they're saying it's dirt cheap to make compared to Superman, even though Superman gets like 10 times the views.
So
they're gonna cancel.
It's doing better numbers because like it's not the DC fans who are watching it. It's like that preteen audience who follow certain actors, like TikTok actors, and they kind of like follow them onto the show. And that's where CW is going. They're shutting down the scripted shows, so all the DC shows are ended. And Superman Lois, by the way, if you guys didn't know, does not exist in the Flash universe. It's a different thing. Like that.
Yeah, it's like a different
That's still going on.
That's still going on, but it's not part of the universe. But I think they're in their last season now. But
Right.
the Flash ends like the Arrow timeline, which, you know what? If we had to lose the DCEU in order to also lose the CW universe, I'm okay with it. As long as everything goes, I'm okay with it. Like, I'll say goodbye.
I'll kill the DCEU just so CW goes away for good.
Yeah, like if it's a 2-for-1 sale, I'm going for it. We're good with it. I'm very good with it, personally.
Then we're all on the same page.
Fatma brings up that CW had potential for maybe 2 seasons across the shows. It was great and amazing. Season 1 across them all, and then they all fell. Yeah, happy for all who loved it. Yeah. Fortunately, I dropped off after season 2, season 3. For Arrow, we dropped after season 2, but for Flash, maybe season 3.
Did we drop after season 2? We did not. We watched the Damien Dark, which was like season 4 or something, and we watched that other guy, which was season 5.
I was watching kind of just like whatever. All right. Either way,
So Samir watches all DC content, like whatever.
I love DC so much.
To go from mid to potential masterpiece, Across the Spider-Verse had its first critics reaction last week. Not performer review, critic reaction. Everyone's saying it's a masterpiece, which I guess is pretty much in line. Not a big surprise. So I'm not surprised it's a great movie. So the question I have, instead of asking for box office, we know it's going to perform well. The question for the chat is, or for you guys, will it be better than the first movie? And Samir, you're the resident Spider-Verse guy, so I'm going to go to you first. Will Across the Spider-Verse be better than Into the Spider-Verse, in your opinion?
I think it might. The only concern I have is that it's part 1, right? So they're probably gonna end. They're not gonna have like a complete story. Kind of, they'll have something like that, but it'll end like you'll have to wait for the next one to really finish the story.
I don't think that's a bad thing though, because you can say the same thing about Infinity War and Endgame, and Infinity War was a better movie.
That's true. That's why I think it will be better, and the animation looks better too. Even though the animation of the first one was better than almost every animated movie I've seen.
Yeah, I think it started a new generation. A lot of movies now take the Spider-Verse model and like Mitchell versus the Machines, like the kind of movies they take from Spider-Verse and they bring it to the new medium, which is probably the best thing Spider-Verse did, is not just save itself. It saved all of animation from like falling into the Disney trap. Like every movie does not have to look like a Pixar movie to be good, and these are the movies. And you know, for God's sakes, 2D is not a bad thing also, and they use a mix of 2D and 3D, which is like makes it so good. I'm sick and tired of the Pixar Play-Doh design now. Like it was good in '95, it's not good anymore.
I think it's already locked in for like best animated movie in the Oscars.
Yeah, it's locked.
Like what would compete with it? Elemental probably.
No, I doubt it.
Oh, Disney will try.
They'll try, but it's not going to
lobbying.
No, Spider-Verse is just running away with it. You know, there's just
it's gonna 3-peat the Oscars like Jordan, but not like LeBron.
LeBron, which I guess it's time for the last 2 minutes are going to be a coping session. Umar, how do you feel that Lakers lost?
Well, you know, it is what it is. Unfortunately, they lost to freaking Denver, bro. That's what pisses me off. Anyways,
They're the number 1 seed, bro.
The whole year.
I don't care that they're the number 1
They're the
seed.
best
Okay,
team in the playoff.
I care that the Lakers didn't
The
play.
problem with
defense
Umar is
for
that
4 games
because he
straight.
wasn't
That's
watching
what
carefully.
I don't care about.
Because
I do
Umar wasn't watching carefully this year basketball that much. I think he thought in his head that Denver was like the 2013 Indiana Pacers. They were the number 1 seed. Oh no, the 2012 Indiana Pacers. And then he thought Roy Hibbert is like a glorified Joker. I'm like, they're not the same teams. And Joker is way better. He's a 2-time MVP and the number 1 seed. They're different, you know? And it seems like the way I've been watching this Miami Celtics series that Denver's going to eat no matter who comes out, you know?
Well, they'll definitely eat The Celtics. Celtics don't have anyone to guard anyone.
Listen, it took Jason Tatum to do what LeBron couldn't, which is come back from 3-0.
Hasn't happened yet.
Against a very, very bad Miami team.
First, he said that
A bunch of
Denver can
undrafted
only
players.
First, he said Denver can only beat the Celtics, implying that Miami can beat Denver. And then he
I
said,
did not.
of course, something against Miami.
I'm saying they match up a little bit, even though they're a worse team. They match up a little bit better with Denver because they have players to actually like play defense. You know,
bro wants Gabe Vincent to go toe to toe with Jamal Murray.
They're gonna put Jimmy Butler on Jamal Murray, and they're gonna put Adebayo on Jokic, bro. What are you saying?
Adebayo's the worst player.
What are you talking about? He's way better.
Nah,
So
he
bad.
cost them like game 6. I mean, game
He's
5.
like
He
one-
cost them game 5.
He's like 1%.
He's way better
of-
defensively than anyone on Boston. Like Boston's garbage, bro.
He's like 1%.
On defense, they're actually bad.
Fatima wants to add that Samir, please don't speak supporting Boston or Nuggets from here on out. Because
Nuggets are winning it all. Remember this, I'm calling.
I guess Boston's going to win.
Pretty obvious.
yeah, I guess I'm going with Miami or Boston now.
You would.
Thing is, the only series you called right this whole time
Was Lakers
was
losing?
Nuggets over Lakers, yeah. But you've been calling every series wrong, I think.
I told you Nuggets were gonna beat them in 5.
Yeah, but I think you're shooting 1 for 16 basically on playoff series.
No,
you
but
know?
see,
you talking
he used the
about?
reverse thing. He said Nuggets going to win because he was desperate for the Lakers to win inside.
The only time I was wrong was when the Bucks lost the first round. But Giannis was injured, so
Like,
Well, LeBron's
thought-
also injured.
I'll allow it.
This guy thought
LeBron,
Giannis,
dude,
Was-
LeBron was playing with a torn tendon, yo.
Bro, he says that to make it sound bad. It wasn't even that bad.
Oh, it was bad.
went to LeBron James' feet.
Bro,
What a guy.
AD got hit in the head. He had to pull the wheelchair out. Okay, that's what the Lakers are. That's their whole team.
Bro supporting the running dunk merchant line next year.
Bro, he came back, put up 40 points. He had to get like fluids after the game. Giannis. AD got hit in the head. He pulled the wheelchair out. It's crazy. Crazy behavior, bro, by the Lakers. They run the narrative. LeBron gets
All I
stuck. He's
know
like,
is,
I'm retired.
all I know is, if anyone came to play in game 4 of the Lakers series, anyone except LeBron, they would have won. They needed one guy to show up. One guy, any guy. Anyone had to play a decent game with LeBron, and no one showed up.
Didn't Austin Reeves have like 25 points?
I mean, those are called like padding points, not like they're not significant points.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, what happens if the Lakers get Kyrie?
I mean, I heard they want to do a sign and trade for
Yeah.
D'Lo, for Kyrie. There's no way the Mavs are accepting it. So
I'll trade the whole team for Kyrie. I hate the team. The team is so bad.
LeBron's coming out of retirement for Kyrie.
Yeah, I'll trade Hachimura. I'll trade
But you can't trade.
D'Lo.
First, no.
Yeah, you gotta
Remember,
sign them and then trade
Audience
them.
is gone,
Yeah,
but
I
I'm
get
saying
it.
that. Listen, listen, okay. If Kyrie takes a pay cut, he can come without them trading anyone. But if he wants every dollar of his salary, they have to assign and trade with the Mavericks, and the Mavericks will only do it if they give him Austin Reeves. So this is the reality, you know.
The Mavs said they're not going to do it.
Give them Austin Reeves. Keep Rui and freaking and then trade D'Angelo Russell for some other.
LeBron,
You
legit
can't
lost
trade
trading his
D'Lo.
teammates.
D'Lo is a free agent also.
Can we honestly say Kyrie would have been better than Austin Reeves this playoffs?
Yeah, we can't
I don't know.
confirm it. They built super teams with KD and they couldn't do anything.
They got injured. For the Bucks one, yeah.
The hospital ring.
Kyrie's just the new Westbrook. It's done for him. He's over.
The one time the Bucks won,
Yo,
everyone got
never
injured.
ever say
Only
that
series.
ever. This guy put Kyrie and Russell freaking Westbrook in the same breath. It's messed up.
The GM loves trading his teammates. He loves trading KCP, who's going to win a ring with the Nuggets now.
That's a big shame, big one.
They should just fire LaDarvin Ham and get one of the new guys.
He got so far, they're never going to fire him.
Yeah, they're not. First year getting there is not bad. In fact, I was almost guaranteed the Boston coach would get fired. But even to lose game 7, the fact that he stormed back 3-0,
Yeah,
with
he's not
3-3,
getting fired now.
he's
Yeah.
safe now, yeah. Otherwise, if he got swept, he would have been fired the next day. But they're going to keep him now. Joe Mazzulla.
Why doesn't Eric Spoelstra just come to the land? And by the land, I don't mean Cleveland.
My
I mean,
Spoelstra agenda is quickly withering away.
Bo is getting exposed, bro.
He's getting exposed. He got exposed. Or is Pat Riley getting exposed for being a horrible GM and his team is really bad and then Spo is maximizing a really bad roster, I'm telling you.
That's true.
I never want to see Kyle Lowry pick up a basketball rest of my life. After yesterday.
Well, that's why he wasn't at the end of the game.
And then we all know Jimmy Butler's playing a different game anyways.
what about Gabe Vincent?
Bro, he became LeBron instead of Michael Jordan.
Michael.
Well, there's always next year. Either
Nah,
way,
he would have become LeBron if he missed the free throws. But if
Yeah,
he became Jordan, yeah, I still.
That's
he hit
true.
three free throws. He was him.
Bros, before you end the stream, why don't you break it down for us? Why is LeBron better than Michael, Jeffrey, Jordan?
Michael,
McCall? Okay, I'll tell you why. LeBron, better passer, better defender, better rebounder, better scorer, better three-point
the
shooter.
super team.
The only thing he's not better than Jordan is getting foul calls. And the rest,
All right.
and Jordan made half of his free throws, half of his shots came at the free throw line. The only thing LeBron doesn't have that Jordan has is a good mid-range shot. Everything else LeBron's better than Jordan had. And then from accomplishments, okay, let me go off here. Jordan never faced any super team in the finals. He only faced plumbers, electricians, and 2 Hall of Famers max.
Did he win?
Charles Barkley once, and he faced Gary Payton once.
Did he win?
And then he faced Karl Malone. He faced John Stockton and Malone. He faced John Stockton and Malone twice.
Hey,
easiest finals he's ever had.
Did he win?
Yeah, he won.
What happened when LeBron played the easy matches? Did he win?
If LeBron faced
the
same teams Jordan faced, he'd be 6-0. If I just
put LeBron, Jordan on Miami against Dallas.
No. If you replace Jordan with LeBron, give him the same Bulls roster, and give him the same opponents that Jordan faced, it would be the same 6-0. Okay. Put Jordan put the 96 Bulls, his best team. Tell him to face KD Warriors with Curry. They're losing in 5.
Bro, they're losing in 4.
The refs came in. They're
losing in 2
out of the game for one of them.
No, they're losing in 5. Okay, that's what's going to happen.
They had to put the narrative for the documentary. They knew they were filming.
No, but see, that would work if they also wanted to film the Lakers coming back from 3-0, first team in history, but they didn't.
The difference between LeBron and Jordan is that Jordan got lucky. He got into an era. He got into an era where there was nobody else. And the one time somebody else came up to play, Hakeem, who would have beat Jordan if they played in 95, but he was out playing baseball. If they faced the Rockets versus Bulls, they would not beat it, because guess what? The one thing that all the Jordan haters, lovers erase is the 95 NBA Finals, right? When he comes back from retirement and they face Shaq Orlando Magic. The Magic beat them, and everyone forgets it happened. The Magic beat Jordan Pippen Bulls, okay? And they say, oh, Jordan was getting used to coming back. Bro, he was been back since January. He had a whole 6 months to get ready for it, and he still lost. You know why? Because the Bulls could never guard any team with a competent big man, and that's why they would have lost. They lost to Shaq, and they would have lost. They lost to Shaq. They would have lost to Hakeem.
All that narrative and still 2 rings short.
LeBron sold 2 rings. I'm fine with it. He sold 2011 and he sold 2014. Even 2014.
No. He averaged 35 in 2014.
There's no team to play, but that's fine. I still give him the onus for it. Every other series in 2015, if they had a healthy Kyrie and Kevin Love, they might have won that series too.
Also, the way Dallas played them, in all honesty, there was no beating the Mavericks. They're too good.
No, the Mavericks.
There was no way to guard
exactly like the Nuggets play. The Mavericks play exactly how the Nuggets play. They're the same game plan.
That's why Jokic versus Bam is going to be Dirk versus Bosh again.
Nah, Adebayo plays better defense than Chris Bosh.
Yeah, he is better. Defense was Bosh was just a jump shooter at that point.
Also, unfortunately, LeBron also carried the Miami team. They could never win without him scoring 30, 10, 10.
All I know is this stream is
let's call it 100. It's not really a super team.
Okay, I said, and never forget, the league, aka Jordan, stopped LeBron from having a perfect season in 2013. In 2013, this guy had the NBA championship, the Finals MVP, the MVP, the best record in the NBA, a 27-game win streak, first all-team defense, first all-team all-NBA. Everything was good. And then Marc Gasol, who was not on first-team All-NBA, somehow won Defensive Player of the Year. When LeBron was on first-team All-NBA, the Heat had the best defensive rating and the best offensive rating. The 2013 Heat was
so tough, bro.
2013 Heat are on par with the 96 Bulls as one of the most historically great teams, and LeBron was running the ship, and they didn't give him Defensive Player of the Year. He would have had a perfect season.
Is that right?
Yeah, but Jordan, he got multiple Defensive Players of the Year, even though he had to guard electricians. Okay, he got lucky that in the 80s he dodged Magic's prime, Bird's prime. He had prime Isaiah, and Isaiah kept beating him until Isaiah.
And he wasn't even the best defender on his team. Scotty was better defender than him.
LeBron would have saw the Bulls doing crack or something, he would have left the team.
Bro. Scotty was Scotty
joined
took
up, what are you saying?
Scotty took every defensive assignment for Jordan when Jordan won Defensive Player of the Year. What am I hearing?
That's why he's the GOAT. Listen, this stream is moving like LeBron's career, which means it ended a long time ago.
All right.
Listen,
All I know
even
is Giannis
Scotty
won
knows
that.
that Jordan's the guy. He said it right
Giannis
now that
won.
Jordan was like, that LeBron's the guy.
You don't even want to hear why Scotty's tripping.
I know. I'm thinking Giannis is going to be one and
I
done.
know.
He's playing a different game. All right. Either way, don't worry. I'll guard him. Exactly. All right. So, what do you guys think about the topics?
Disney remake.
Disney remake worth it. Flashbox, I was Spider-Verse. Let us know in the comments below and join the debate. From myself, from Zion, from Umar, and from Samir, we're the Farooqi Bros. And we'll see you next time. Peace out.